From CBS News Bay Area, this is the Morning Edition.
Thanks for joining us this morning. It's Thursday, September 28th.
Let's get going.
You keep doing that, no one up here is going to call you Donald Trump anymore. We're going to call you Donald Duck.
Sparks fly at the second GOP presidential primary debate, but the frontrunner stays away from the stage.
A lot of those conventions have ceased to exist.
Struggling to get back in business, San Jose's tourism industry still feeling the effects of the pandemic. An ancient language finding a new home in Oakland as we continue our celebration of Hispanic Heritage Month.
Mixed reality allows you to bring digital objects into the physical world.
Mark Zuckerberg hoping to jumpstart the metaverse, taking artificial intelligence to another level. Plus, did you end up getting your Powerball ticket? If you didn't, don't worry. You will have another shot to become an instant millionaire.
Well, you can probably be a millionaire in the metaverse. I think you can be anything you want in there, right? I'm Gianna Franco.
Yeah, just put on the virtual reality headset and start up your Bentley or your Rolls Royce. You can't keep it once you take the headset off, though. I'm Reed Cowan. It's nice to have you with us. All right, so we're starting with clouds today with Darren Peck. Darren, you're usually sunny, but you're throwing some clouds at us?
We got just a few more of them today than we had yesterday. So it's not like we've got a fog issue out there, but here, let me show you what I'm talking about. The camera that sits on top of Mount Diablo. Yesterday, this thing was perfectly clear, but look at the clouds that are filling in. You're looking down towards like Walnut Creek. So we can also visualize this on the virtual map at my feet. We'll fill in what the cloud depiction is. We can see it looks cloudier from Mount Diablo, and Mount Diablo actually sits behind me here. We're kind of seeing the camera sits right up there. We're looking back into those interior valleys. But a better way to get a handle on this, just to see that it's not like you've got a battle fog, but there are two places on the map to point out this morning where visibility has gone down a little. One of them is somewhere you'd always expect. That would be out at the coast, Half Moon Bay. Your visibility is down to less than 10 miles. You can see 6 miles down the road. That's not bad. And the other one would be in the North Bay valleys. So Petaluma, your number's gone down, and you're looking to visibility there at about 6. So it's a little cloudier than it was yesterday, but it's not necessarily a problem on the road. We'll lose the fog. We'll lose the map. And the one thing that we're going to talk about when we get back together again in the complete first alert forecast, we're going to focus on that Saturday chance of rain because it now looks a little more likely that we need to start talking about that. And I'll have more on that coming up in the complete first alert forecast in just a few minutes. For now, guys, back to you.
Thank you, Darren. Let's check in on the roadways right now. Dumbarton Bridge has been a bit of an issue this morning. So if you usually use that east or westbound, stick with the San Mateo Bridge. Live look here, it is a little slow, especially westbound. That's the commute direction for anyone heading over towards 101. But here's what's going on the Dumbarton. We have a traffic alert still in effect. Eastbound lanes are all shut down near the high rise there, or near midspan, I should say. If you're headed westbound, there are delays there as well. But I did just get an update from CHP. Tow crews are about 5 minutes away from towing off the vehicles that were involved in this crash. They may have to close westbound lanes temporarily to get everything out of there and then off the bridge. We'll keep you updated on that. In the meantime, San Mateo Bridge or even 237, great alternates to those brake lights on the Dumbarton Bridge. Reed.
All right, G, thank you so much for getting us going every morning. And good morning to our friends in the East Bay. We know if you live up there, in fact, everywhere in the Bay Area, but especially the East Bay, you're aware of fire season and the need to keep yourself safe. Your community station watching something Contra Costa County is doing. They approved consolidating the East County Protection District with Confire to protect smaller communities. We're talking about places like Brentwood and Oakley. You know, when you drill down on the strategy, it's really to make sure that people get help and get it fast. Sean Chitness is live this morning with Community Moves for Safety. And Sean, we understand that before those changes, in one of those areas, there was only 9 firefighters to protect 120,000 people.
Yeah, Reed, that's the eastern part of the county, and so you can understand why people in that area were saying to leaders of Confire, we're worried about our safety. We think someone could lose their life. Well, more than a year after they've made the change, and it is now one agency for all of Contra Costa County, we are seeing improvements, more staffing just this summer at different stations. And that's really crucial because we're still in that important period where it's very dangerous for fires until we get to those winter rains. Shawnicia Hoover spent part of her childhood in Bay Point and chose to come back here to buy a home last year.
This is my community. This is a staple that I always want to have in Bay Point. So I was excited and a little apprehensive.
She remembers the limited resources that pushed her family to leave when she was growing up and had concerns about what would be there for her now.
My major worry was that we wouldn't have first responders in a timely fashion.
Leaders at Confire thought about this issue too.
One of the things I worry about is not just the first fire, but it's the second fire and the third fire.
The eastern half of the county had tens of thousands of residents relying on just a few resources.
Firefighters were getting ran into the ground and not able to adequately protect our communities as a whole.
So unifying Contra Costa and East Contra Costa fire protection districts only made sense.
Previously, we were even using resources from Central Contra Costa that had to surge into Antioch and Pittsburgh and then surge into Far East. So there is a huge benefit even for Central County residents that the Far East County can now stand on its own.
This summer, a recent example of the progress they've made happened right across the street from where Shanisha now lives.
My anxiety was at ease to know that the fire department came, they handled it quickly.
Challenging an old view of her community and building a stronger connection among those who live here and the people who protect them.
It helped me realize that we're not a forgotten population, that we're not too small for folks to remember that we're here and we deserve safety.
And so Confire wants to emphasize that this isn't just giving them the ability to better respond to a major emergency, but it's allowing them to spread their resources out and make sure that other parts are covered if they do have a lot of people going to one particular fire. So glad to hear that. They also want to add that they will be building and adding more stations throughout the county as well. Reed and Gianna, back to you.